Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Wild Digest. I am Scott. I am back. It's been a few days. I gave you warning. I said I was going to head off to Las Vegas for Trek to Vegas, the world's largest Star Trek convention. Had a great time. My wife was there signing in the vendor hall, which was a lot of fun. She also did a panel on Thursday, which was super cool, and it was well attended, and everybody had a great time. This convention is I've never been there before. It was my first time, and everybody who was anybody was there. Well, most anybody. It ran the gamut from loads of people from the various Star Trek franchises to people from Star Wars. Sam J. Jones from Flash Gordon and Melody Anderson, also from Flash Gordon, were there. Barbara Bain from Space 1999 and Mission Impossible was there. I think she's 93 years old, and she was there signing. A whole host of people, behind the scenes people, actors, writers. It was a lot of fun. It was a great event. It's held in the Rio, if you're familiar with Las Vegas. Yeah, just had a really, really good time. As I mentioned, there is a vendor hall, and I did pick up some books. And I think I snapped one picture of a booth that has a whole bunch of books. I'll show you that now. And from them, I picked up five. Because this month I am doing Book Trek, unlike a lot of other people who are doing Garb August and some other reading events. I decided to do Book Trek because of the Trek to Vegas event, and because I thought it would just be a fun thing to do because I haven't read Trek books in a long time. So I'm actually just finishing Ishmael. This is the first one that I've read for the month. I'll do a more thorough review of this one shortly. It's a strange one. The author is Barbara Hambly. Big fan of her fantasy work, and I'd never read this before, and I literally have like 25 pages to go, so I'll finish it shortly. Um, but I don't know if it's one of my favorite Trek books, and I'll go into all that later. We'll do another book Trek follow up. But as for Trek books that I bought at the show, I'll show you the ones I got. I got Perry's Planet. This one is by Jack Haldeman, and it's from 1980, so it's way before the whole Pocket Star Trek book series started, and it's a really slim one, so I'm probably going to plow through that one next. I also got Corona, and one of the reasons I grabbed this is I can't remember who it was, but there's another booktuber that just talked about this one recently, or maybe it was an old video, I can't remember, but I saw that on the shelf and I thought I'd grab it. I also got Vonda McIntyre's The Entropy Effect, and this is kind of cool because it's one of the Timescape series. Oh, focusing is weird on theirs. There you go. And you can see down there, they're in their motion picture uniforms. I got, this is a later one, number 70. Well, I say later. This is another Barbara Hambly. This one's Crossroad. And you can see that's number 71. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And then the last one I got, I've actually read before, but inexplicably I've lost my copy. So I picked up another one, which was the Galactic Whirlpool by David Gerald, one of my favorite authors. And it was a really nice condition copy. The spine isn't cracked or anything. So happy to have that in my collection as well. So they were, that particular seller had Trek books at 5 for 20. So of course I grabbed 5. I have a couple others on standby to be read this month. I'm going to see how many of these I can get through. We'll see what we can do. All right. Oh, and if I hadn't, I think I showed it already. I'm going to wrap up the month either way, regardless of where I get to, with this new Strange New Worlds novel, Toward the Night. This just came out in April. So I figured, what a great way to wrap up the whole month. I'll read some classic Trek, and then I'll read the most recent iteration of Trek. So that's on the docket. I did get a few additional books in just acquisitions from the bookstores and a couple of eBay items in here. I'll show you real quick. It's turning into a book haul video. I got a couple of these Belmont Westerns, and these are doubles. I don't have any already, and these are pretty cool. In both cases, written by Walt Coburn and E.B. Mann. And as I say, these are double-barreled westerns from Belmont. And I've got what's this one? This one is Alhambra and Rustler's Warning. Pull that out there for you. That's a Belmont double barrel. These are back to back, so these are not flip volumes like the standard Ace doubles. And then, yeah, I also got Reckless and Men of Blood. You can see that there. Again, two double-barreled westerns from Belmont. Fun things. Looking forward to reading those at some point. I probably won't get back to westerns until later in the fall, I think, at this rate. Speaking of westerns, the Edgar Rice Burroughs, of course, wrote some westerns, and I managed to get a couple more of the ones that have been done, including The Girl from Hollywood, right there, and I think that's a Frank Frazetta cover, and then also Return of the Mucker. So really looking forward to these. If you have them or you don't have them, they're interesting because these do not have a new copyright date in them. They only have the original copyright date. So in this case, copyright 1916 by the Frank Munsey Company, but no copyright date for when these editions were released, which I find fascinating. And I've got one of the other ones over there. What's the other one I have? There it is. The Deputy Sheriff of Comanche County. Is that right? Yeah, that's the other one I've got. So those are going to be fun to read. And what's another thing that's very interesting about these, if you, not these ones in particular, but that Deputy Sheriff one that I have has this weird large font with almost like double spacing in it. It's kind of an oddball. Anyway, fun stuff. Looking forward to reading it. I had mentioned in my San Diego Comic-Con wrap-up that I got this one Ace double, speaking of Ace doubles, that has City Under the Sea on it by Kenneth Bulmer. And I was really looking forward to reading this, and I am going to read it, but I am not reading this edition because it's a little fragile. I noticed when I was opening it up, it was starting to crackle a little bit. And I did find out that Bulmer re-released it. What year was this? 1980, published by Avon, in a completely different volume. So this is the one I'm going to read. And looking forward to reading that. It's got a nice red edging on there on the paper, which is fun. And last but not least, I saw an eBay auction pop up recently, and it was not for a lot of money, and I leapt on it as quickly as I could. This is for 3 classic pocket science fiction novels. I still have these in their bags. I haven't even opened them yet. Just got them. And they're really fun. They've got some terrific art. You'll see they all look the same because they're sort of printed right around the same era. And they're good books amongst them. But the third one is amazing. This first one is Sands of Mars, Arthur C. Clarke. And you can see it's sort of that squat looking paperback from the 50s with the silver band on the side and silver spine. Pretty cool. I got that one, and then it also came with Space Tug by Murray Leinster, again with the silver on the spine. There's a little bit of schmutz on there. I'm going to have to pull that out, see if I can clean that up. Use a tried and tested Jules Burt method. The best one, though, just for the cover art alone. Oh, this is so 1950s. Not only do you get that wonderful sort of bullet missile style silver rocket ship in the background, you also get an astronaut in his spacesuit and his space helmet lighting up a cigarette. I mean, come on. How freaking amazing is that? John D. McDonald, Planet of the Dreamers. What a great one. Anyway, so yeah, I got these 3. I couldn't pass them up. It was a great eBay auction. And again, I don't think I paid very much for them, but I'm very happy that I added them to the collection. So some fun new additions. I've got a lot of Trek books to get through. As I say, I'm just about done with Ishmael. I'll have a nice write-up on that one shortly, probably my next video. And I'll probably also be talking about that other shorter Trek book I showed you there, which is the very bottom, Perry's Planet by Haldeman, because it's so stinking short. So I'll probably get through that one very, very quickly, and I'll post a little follow-up on that. I've got a book event in mind for November. And hopefully I can get deep enough into the whole booktube thing soon so that I can maybe start sharing that with some other people to see if there's any interest, because I think it might be a fun one to do. It'll just require a little bit of prep from my end. But more about that later. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in and watching me blather about nonsense. I will catch you all back here very, very soon. Take care.